Well, welcome everyone to another Fortra webinar. Today's topic is an executive briefing with the Fortra team and specifically centered around the IBM Power IBMi platform. We're excited to be with you. Hard to believe we're coming to you at the end of the year already here in 2024. We've got a great team lined up with you. First of all, we have Tim Woodfield, our EVP of Core IBM Power. Tim, how are you and what's your background with the IBM platform?
Hey, thanks, Tom. It's great to be here. It's my background. I've been with Fortra Help Systems for over 21 years now, variety of roles. Right in the middle of all that, took a break and went off and went as a customer for 4 years. So I've had a good variety of experiences, both from the inside and the outside. All total, I've been working on the IBMi platform for 35 years. And as part of my responsibility, I'm focused on the continued growth and success of our IBMi solutions.
Well, thanks, Tim, for joining us. Over to you, Stacy. How about you? What's your background?
Hi, everyone. I'm Stacy Jensen, the Associate Director of Sales for Power Solutions. And I've been around a few years. I have been working with our BI solutions since 1998. And I guess we could just leave that there.
All right, Stacy. Well, welcome. And then over to Dan. How
Hi,
are you
I'm Dan
today?
Sjodin. I'm the Director of Technical Support for the Power products. I've been with Fortra 5 years now, but I've supported customers running on the I for over 30 years.
Wow, thanks, Dan. And then Brian Nordland.
Hi, yeah, I'm Brian Nordland. I'm the Director of Development for IBM Power at Fortra. I've been with Fortra for 7 years, been a speaker at various events and webinars and user groups for over a decade and recognized as an IBM champion for the last 3 years. My story with IBMi starts at IBM in Rochester, Minnesota in 2011, where I pulled in on my first day and never had heard of IBMi and then kind of started learning about the platform and recognizing that its capabilities and architecture were way ahead of its time and still are today. So that's kind of brief history of IBMi for me.
Well, welcome, Brian. And if you ever see Brian at Common, he's generally doing like 7 sessions plus helping out at the booth and everything else. He's very busy. So thank you for joining our team, Brian, and joining our webinar today. And then over to Amy.
Hi, Amy Williams, one of the principal security services consultants for Power. So I get to work with a lot of customers on hardening their systems. So we'll talk about that today. In my background, I started with IBMi as a user in 1994, and then I've moved my way through, was a admin and ran a few different size shops for a number of years. So I've been on the ground and worked with a lot of the products. So I've been able to get a lot of different perspectives and hopefully I'm able to enable our customers a lot better because of that.
Well, thank you, Amy. And then finally, I'm Tom Huntington. I'll be working as our moderator and doing some of the presentations today. We have a great team with us. I've been very fortunate to work with this team throughout my entire career because it spanned 36 years. Believe it or not, I was a Help Systems customer, but that even takes us back to the System 38 days, and you don't want to hear about that. So great to be here with you. We're excited to share with you our commitment here and the things that we've done in 2024, and then moving on to what we're going to see in 2025 and some different things in doing business with Fortra. So the agenda is the milestones for 2024, what we see coming in 2025 for IBM Power, the focus on IBMi development, IBMi security in 2025, and then of course we'll wrap it up with support, services, and sales updates. So a variety of everything. In the IBM Power business, I think one of the cool things about our group is it is very collaborative, right, Tim? I mean, that's what we try to bring to the market.
For sure, for sure. Thanks, Tom. So
Yes.
I'll get into it a little bit here and start just talking a little bit. Just in case you missed it, 2 years ago, we did change our name from Help Systems to Fortra. It's been out there for a while now. Hopefully everybody knows about it. But what I want to emphasize there, that name change really talks about our continuous evolution as a cybersecurity company and it becoming one of our primary pillars of the company. What hasn't changed is our IBM Power solutions are still a pillar. of our company. That includes cybersecurity, automation, business intelligence, and document management. And when I say a pillar, it's also the foundation of what this company has been and what this company will be into the future. So when we talk about our commitment to the Fortra's commitment to the platform, we're really looking at how this organization has been around a long time. And we've been doing this for 40 years, and we want to do it for another 40 years. We have that dedication and heritage to support this platform. That has not changed, as I said before, and it's important to us as individuals within the team and as an organization. So as you go down through this slide, we talk about our history on this platform, we talk about our world-class support, and really what I want you to know is we're going to be making more investments in this platform. We're going to continue to develop our applications and our products to follow you in the market, to continue to work with you as you go on your journey. We want to be there hand in hand and be your trusted ally on the IBMi platform. Okay, Tom, now I'm ready. And then as we talk about the ecosystem, I like to call it the IBMi community. We've been doing a marketplace, or Tom and our marketing team have done a great job with our marketplace study or survey that has been going on for 11 years. If you haven't heard about it, you haven't seen it, it's out there in a lot of good publications. We also do an IBMi security study. We've got, I want to talk about this on the next slide, but we got 5 IBM champions focused on IBM Power. We go to Tech Exchange. We do presentations both common Europe and North America. We love to show up at user groups and do presentations there. One of the groups not out here is Q User, which is local to us, but any user group in the country we're willing to come and give you a presentation. And then we do webinars and also some YouTube videos with Steve Will that talks about the history of the platform, AI, and really the value that IBMi brings to your environment. So this great example of all our IBMi experts. On that top line there is the IBM champions I talked about. You have Tom and Brian, Amneris, Amy, and Mike Davison. And then the second line, these are the folks that are out there in the marketplace working with you. Those are our service consultants, our solution engineers, and we have Steve and Chuck and Greg, Sandy, and Mark, all doing great jobs, all representing the company and also working well in the community with our customers. And again, I just like to say thank you for everyone for being our customer and continuing to trust us with your working on your platform.
Thank you, Tim. And of course, we got many more members. We can't put them all on the slide, or it would be really more like a puzzle. So let's turn our attention to what we did in 2024 from a cybersecurity perspective. As Tim said, very important area for us. We've been in this space for over 25 years now, helping customers with cybersecurity on IBMi. And this last year, we did enhancements to our antivirus solution. One of the challenges there always is just keeping up with Trellix and making sure that we have the most current scan engines. You may not know this, but our AV solution does support IBMi. It supports AIX, supports Linux on Power, Linux on x86. So it's not just an IBMi solution. So we have to make sure those things are all integrated. We've updated a documentation to help customers out in defining our endpoints and ransomware and usage. And then, of course, even with an AV solution, you have to pay attention to cybersecurity needs from an application perspective and keeping things current with Java, Postgres, and Tomcat. As we move down the list, we want to make sure that we're current with operating system, newer features, and we've added that in. We've also improved the encryption process on IBMi in auditing who's making changes to the encryption product, along with improving the performance around IFS encryption, which is a big need. People forget about the fact that they have sensitive documents stored on IBMi, and so encrypting those are important. Multi-factor authentication has been a big topic for us, and keeping that again up to date with the latest security vulnerabilities for the Tomcat server. We did that this last year, and then improved our documentation, our education around integrating the product with things like Radius Server, Google, and Microsoft authenticators. And then finally at the bottom, a small enhancement I really like that's a big deal for most of us out there is the ability for us to track SSH activity with our SIM agent. Our SIM agent provides the ability to integrate IBMi with other platforms. And that's a lot of what we do at Fortra, is helping your enterprise integrate IBMi from automation and cybersecurity and document management and BI with all the other platforms. And as we move into automation, we did a lot with the automation products. One of the things, again, another theme around security is enhancing our email capabilities by using the new OAuth security authentication with Microsoft. We've enhanced robot schedule related to usability, making it the ability to be able to run commands, individual commands at the command level within robot schedule. CVEs is something that you'll hear more and more about from Fortra. Brian will talk about that a little bit later, but we do have technology with Robot Schedule that runs on other platforms through the Java agents. So we've got to make sure those are secure and staying up to date with the CVEs in the market. Speaking of security, just locking down our own commands and keeping those safe is a big project we did with Robot Monitor. And then Robot Monitor is that performance dashboard. So making that easier for you to use and navigate was a big effort this last year. Robot Council, we spent time in extracting storage information and integrating with WebSphere. Performance Navigator is always a moving target as IBM comes up with new hardware features. New features like VSN, virtual serial number. We've added in a bunch more graphics. We've been working with the community. We've spent quite a bit of time working with team members from around the globe that are with our large user group and improving additional features in that product this last year. Let's not forget about Halcyon. We have many partners that use Halcyon for monitoring IBMi. And again, same kind of theme, paying attention to security, improving our TSO level support with it, adding some audit journal notifications. And then if you're looking for free education, go out to YouTube, follow us on YouTube under Fortra. You'll find a lot of robot education and other education even for Halcyon and Performance Navigator, Robot Monitor. Then let's not forget about the partner products that we have with IBM, with BRMS, PowerHA, and RDI. It's a busy year there. One of the things that we heard when IBM came out with the new Navigator is that BRMS needs a GUI. So we spent a lot of time, first of all, improving the SQL capabilities of the product, and then this last year delivering a graphical user interface in BR2 that is all browser-based and very nice, nicely done by our development team. PowerHA has been paying attention to the virtual server need for replication in the cloud and also delivered a modern web interface for it. And then of course, Flash systems, we integrate quite often with the Flash technology on with the IBM storage. And then finally, RDI. RDI is an important product as you're using it for doing development. One of the things that you'll see is on these, we'll see like IBMi 3981. These are ideas coming from you as customers. We in the background are looking at those and improving products like RDI, PowerHA, and BRMS based on your ideas that you're submitting to IBM. And let's move over to Stacy now to talk a bit about some of the highlights of business intelligence.
Great, thanks, Tom. So we have introduced performance improvements in SQL, and those include advanced database security functionality. We have some performance enhancements with large file downloads through Viewpoint, did some enhancements with the Excel add-in functionality, and improved the database security function within the Viewpoint administrator. Moving on to Abstract. If you're an Abstract client, which is our cross-referencing documentation solution, we have a new version available that includes improvements in analyzing the freeform RPG, and there's an updated RDI plugin that removes the reliance on Access Client Solution programs. For our showcase customers, if you are on version 9, I just want you to know it is still supported. We'll continue to make sure that it's compatible with future operating systems. Many of our showcase customers have looked for enhanced functionality, things like dashboards, drill downs, data visualization, browser access. They moved to showcase 10. So if you're in that same position looking for those enhanced functionalities, something you might want to consider a Showcase 10. There is a migration utility within the solution that will allow you to move the objects from 9 to 10. And of course, our team offers services to help with that migration.
I mean, that showcase thing, Stacy, is such a big deal. I mean, we've owned that product, I think, now for at least a decade, and one of the biggest things that we've done is kept it compatible with all the latest and greatest releases of the IBMi operating system. And then it's
Yeah.
exciting to hear that SQL showcase will be coming together even more as we move forward into kind of that one cohesive product.
Yeah, I think you'll see that in 2025 for sure.
Excellent.
Yep. SQL Data Warehouse had a new release in November 2024. A couple of things that were introduced were the encryption support, scripting enhancements, Boolean support, lots of enhancements. So if you're a SQL Data Warehouse user, go out and take a look at the release notes to see everything that's been included.
And aren't we seeing more interest in that area, Stacy? I mean, because I think one of the biggest challenges out there is people are trying to bring their data together and have it all in one spot. And, you know, why not IBMi? And that's what makes SQL Data Warehouse really unique, right?
That is really true. From an industry perspective, absolutely, we've seen an increase in interest in the SQL Data Warehouse solution, specifically because it is an IBMi-centric solution. We know that our customers know the IBMi, that's where their expertise is, and they know that the IBMi can handle lots and lots of data.
Yeah, think about the scalability and reliability of your data warehouse and reducing that latency issue that you have when you're moving things over to other platforms like Microsoft. Okay,
Yeah,
excellent. And then
exactly.
education. What's going on
We
with
do. We have
education?
a couple of things. So we also have the how-to videos that are available out there, just like you had talked about the other solutions. But we also do a SQL/Showcase 10 newsletter about 4 times a year. We will include information about training opportunities, upcoming webinars, new release information. There's always a good tip or trick on how to do something better in SQL. So if you're not signed up, you can do that from the website. Just go to resources and click on join our mailing list and you'll start to get that newsletter.
Excellent. So a lot of people don't know we do document management too. What's going on in the document management area?
Yeah, so on the document management side, we do cover a few areas, not just document management. We have report and spool file management. We have document and forms creation. So for AFP replacement or creation of web-based forms that can remove those paper-based forms and all those manual processes that go along with handling those paper-based forms. And then, of course, accounts payable automation is also part of our document management area. So really, if you don't mind, Tom, I'll jump right into
Go for it.
updates. Okay, great. So the development theme for 2024 for our doc management group was performance, simplicity, process improvement, REST API integration. So on web docs, we had 2 major releases, lots and lots of features. I would say the 2 biggest things out there are workflow improvements. That's surrounding the creation and management of custom workflows, which includes like rules-based tasks, file routing to help streamline processes for our customer. And then that enhanced integration with REST API and REST event handlers. This is going to help our customers to be able to integrate more with other systems, and not just the IBMi. So as our customer strategies changes, we're able to offer flexibility to integrate with other systems that are added into their estate. WebDocs I saw a performance update, and there will be a new UI in 2025. And then Deliver Now integrates with WebDocs for streamlining document capture, but also is a standalone product for report and document distribution. We had improvements with the capture of documents and also added in the O365 integration. And then lastly, WebDocs Invoice Manager is a configurable AP solution. Again, a lot of our customers don't realize that we offer that. That is a plugin to WebDocs, and we continue to make enhancements in this area.
Awesome. Very good. And then moving on our agenda today, just a couple things to talk about from a 2025 perspective in the IBM Power space. I was recently out at IBM Tech Exchange. IBM is talking about Power 11. They announced it. I said, hey, can we talk about it? And the answer was yes. So we'll see Power 11 out in 2025. And, as you look at this, keep in mind where our Performance Navigator product works across IBMi, AIX, and Linux and gives you that big picture, even the BIOS. So I'll take on from one of my colleagues, Randy, and say, install the free host code. Start collecting your performance data today so that when we come to look at helping you upgrade, we know what your true fingerprint is from a performance perspective. And then the other thing we're expecting in 2025 is a new release from IBM and we will be ready. We'll work on making sure all these brands are available to you. We also expect IBM in those releases to be focusing on AI and cybersecurity. And then just to remind you, those of you on the 7.3, that is becoming end of life and but under extended support. So those are some exciting things. The other thing we have coming out in January is the new marketplace survey. So expect that very soon and a webinar to come to you in January. All right, let's move on over to development and bring on Brian Nordland. Brian, how you doing?
Doing well, thanks, Tom. And
Awesome.
I'm excited to have the opportunity to share with all of you about IBMi and IBM Power development at Fortra, starting with a reflection on 2024, a little bit more on our partnership with IBM that you've heard about, what we're doing to drive innovation and the path forward, and then I'll end with a little bit talking about security. So as I look back on the value our research and development team has delivered this year so far, I find it truly impressive. You've heard some of the highlights from Tom and Stacy. Our team's delivered 47 releases so far this year with over 250 enhancements, well over what you saw talked about on these slides, and over 400 fixes that we've included in those releases. And there's still more releases that are coming in the last couple weeks of this year. We work both to balance new functionality in our products along with ensuring that we focus heavily on supporting our products. Our R&D team works very closely with our support team on a daily basis to ensure that you continue to get that high level of support that you've come to know and expect from Fortra. Next, I do want to talk a little bit about that partnership with IBM. 7 years ago, we collaborated with IBM on 3 products, PowerHA, BRMS, and RDI. The purpose of this collaboration was to accelerate the development of these products with 8 releases so far this year and 2 more coming later this month that we've already announced. You can see that is proving to be true. These products all do remain part of the IBM product portfolio, meaning that it is IBM that packages, markets, and sells these solutions as part of their products. Along with that, they continue to be supported by IBM's worldwide support team. Where Fortra comes in is we drive the product roadmaps in collaboration with IBM. We develop new features and oversee level 3 support of the products. Now, as we look to where we are going in the future and sort of how we're driving innovation in IBM Power, I wanted to hit on a few key areas. First, throughout the year, we added 3 additional product managers to our IBM Power team. These product managers are working to take your feedback combined with their industry knowledge and expertise, along with proactively looking at what's coming in the future, be it rules or regulatory requirements or best practices, to take all of that information in to generate data-driven roadmaps for solutions designed to bring you the most valuable enhancements first. On top of that, one of the things that we recognize is that we need to continue growing our IBM Power talent, both within Fortra and in the community. And this is where a little bit with what Tim Woodfield mentioned earlier about our continued investment in the platform. Within Fortra this year, we've had several IBMi internships with those individuals joining our team full-time afterwards. Within the community, as we've mentioned, we continue to provide content through webinars, on-demand videos, and things like our YouTube channel. In addition, we've done things like sponsor the common IBM Power boot camps, which are an excellent resource for those who are new to IBM Power or new to IBMi to learn about it and learn about important topics like system administration, security, and programming. So if you're bringing new people to your team, there are many different great resources out there, both around IBMi in general and specific things to our products and solutions. That's a little bit about, kind of how we're driving innovation forward. To get more specific on where we're focused with our products, there are a few key themes that we've been focused on. First, as a security company, we are heavily focused on security, both in improving the security value that our products provide you, as well as continuing to be proactive about understanding where we can improve the security of our products. With security, we want to ensure that we stay true sort of to our roots in automation. We want our products to provide that security and that security value in an automated way. And similarly, we want our automation products to provide that automation in a secure way. We also recognize that the best solutions, not only stand on their own, but integrate with your environment. So we look to continue to integrate with other solutions and technologies and provide ways that our solutions can be easily consumed and integrated into the other tools that you have. And we continue to look to make our tools and solutions easier than ever to use. And on top of all of that, I'll be talking in a little bit more detail on our focus to bringing an IBMi native web-based interface for managing our solutions. So to talk a little bit more about that web-based interface here, this is where we've really been listening to all of you and working towards bringing an interface that installs on IBMi, has flexible authentication choices, including some that are integrated and simple and easy to use with integrated MFA, to things that can integrate with authentication in your environment, like Microsoft Entra ID or Cisco Duo and so forth. Within that interface, bringing you things like a marketplace for easy installation and updates and license management for our products, custom dashboarding and so forth. From a development perspective, we will be using your feedback to help us drive this development. This is something that's coming soon that you can kind of look forward to. Final topic before I turn it over to Amy is I wanted to talk about security at Fortra and what we're doing to be your cybersecurity ally in all that we do within our software products, and about that commitment to you today. First of all, Fortra is a CVE numbering authority, which means that we are committed to continuous improvement and transparency with security. You have the ability also to subscribe to notifications that are security related within our products, as well as things that we find in other products. Second, with our secure development lifecycle, we have security processes and practices that follow industry standards throughout our entire development lifecycle. One of these practices I wanted to call out today are our proactive security assessments for our products, where we're trying to proactively find where we can improve the security of our products. When we find something, we're committed to being transparent through that CVE process to let you know about it. Third, Fortra has signed a Secure by Design pledge, embracing 7 cybersecurity goals to focus on building secure software from the ground up. Not only have we signed that pledge, but we're also providing quarterly reports on our progress in that area. So on the note of security, I'll hand it over to one of our very own security experts and IBM champion, Amy Williams.
Thanks, Brian. And Amy, we're going to have you off mute, one of the more common things that we hear.
All good. So
It's all right.
appreciate the intro, Brian. And today I'm going to highlight how our PowerTech line of products can help you in different pieces of protecting your IBMi, from zero trust to protecting your IFS, doing monitor, detect, and report, and how we can help you with all of those pieces. So we cover the breadth of security, I'd like to say. So vulnerability assessments, being able to report on intrusion and detection processes, and we have multiple ways for us to help you with that. Compliance and reporting, and Brian mentioned this earlier, with being able to keep up on new regulatory requirements and new things that you have to be paying attention to. Encrypting your PII data and things that are important to you that you want to make sure only those eyes that should see it have access to it. Virus protection and ransomware protection are high on the list this year. We've heard that from a lot of customers, and we've done some enhancements and a lot of work in those areas you've already heard about. With identification and access management, we all fight the user profile battle on a daily basis and making sure that we're taking care of those and keeping track of them throughout their life cycle within our enterprises. And then secure managed file transfer is an entire suite of being able to manage not only documentation, but exchanges with your partners, exchanges within your company, and making sure that everything is encrypted not only at rest, but in flight. And when it comes to all of these great things, there are best practices, and then there is business. And that's where our policy management ability comes in, so that you can customize what your security policy is, what your system should meet, and being able to report on that in a very straightforward, transparent way, so you can manage those different attributes of your systems. And then into the security and integrity monitoring of your system. So when we talk about these different things, all of these products from the PowerTech line play a role in that story for you. So if you have a security challenge that you're facing, we likely have a solution for you. And I'm not going to go through each of these today, but certainly realize that we cover everything from your compliance reporting to risk assessments, multi-factor authentication, protecting your database from different changes, and being able to create alerts on those. It's all covered within the PowerTech line. So what do we do for you? Well, we allow you to know the things you should know. Who's accessing your system? What's going on your system? How and when did those things happen? And being able to have a thorough audit trail of those activities, being able to report on those activities, not just for compliance, but also for security, so you know what's happening within your system and within your enterprise. And then protecting your IFS from viruses being stored in the IFS and reinfecting your computer environment and your PCs and your desktops, and also being able to limit the effect of ransomware if that type of an incident happens within your company. And then lastly, when we're talking about the monitor, detect, and response, we are integrating our IBMi products with our IBMi SIM agent, and then hooking that into our XDR solution, which is presented as a full solution for alerting on events on your IBMi, including it within your enterprise, so it's not forgotten. When so often the IBMi is left out of those SIM solutions, we can integrate with any SIM solution, really, but having it all integrated in one place, we know what these messages are, we understand our own products, we understand those events. The SIM agent is able to filter those pieces out, so you're getting the most important, most critical events sent into that SIM agent, and then you get that dashboard along with the support from the XDR team to be able to give you that rapid response if an incident actually happens.
Well, thank you, Amy. I know we could talk. Oh, we got professional services yet, right?
I've got 1 minute left. I can do this, Tom. So
Yes.
how can we help you? Right? So we've talked about a lot of great products. We've talked about securing your systems. How do you get that done? Our services arm, which is where my focus is with Fortra, we can help you get there, either through managed security services, if you want to implement single sign-on, if you just want to do an architecture and figure out what your next steps are. We're here for you to help you implement any of your security strategies on the IBMi that you have in your plan. And then, of course, I always have to mention the best way to get started with our security products and with Fortra from a cybersecurity design is doing the security scan. So when you do that security scan, and I think that's on the next slide, Tom, this is a free service, and it gives you a really great first brush look at a high level of how your system matches up with best practices. So we examine user permissions, if you have auditing turned on, if you're protecting those exit points in your network. And we'll be able to give you some really good detailed feedback about that and start that engagement and hopefully start your journey on getting your systems more secure.
Well, thank you, Amy. That was fantastic update on cybersecurity as we look forward to 2025. The bad actors aren't going away, and it's really, really going to still be there for us, unfortunately, in a way. Next up is the sales team, the support group, to talk to you about their area, because, you know, when it comes to a software company, it's not just the product, it's the people that matter a lot. And Dan, over to you from a support perspective and what's going on with the IBMi support team.
All right, thanks, Tom. So as you can see here, a global view of where we have our support staff. We have over 230 technical support people now spanning 14 countries, and that's given us a nice breadth so we can have leadership in 7 of those countries. So there's managers available to us from the support organization 24/7 year round. Next slide. So support, traditional support, we're here for break fix. Once the systems are installed and properly working, we help on clarifying product functionality. I call that how to. It's available multi-channels, whether it's phone, web portal, email, to get help troubleshooting product failures. And probably most importantly, if you have an emergency production down, remember, if your production system is down, please call us. That way we can connect you with someone right away via the phone and get going on that. And of course, we provide the product fixes for the various versions that are in support. All this is based on severity. So again, make sure you know the severity of the issue when you're letting us know, because that's how we drive our responsiveness. And be sure to use our portal. Again, if it's an emergency, call us, but otherwise go out to the portal, open, manage your cases through the portal. You can look at knowledge base articles, and you also have access to our product downloads.
And Dan, the portal's new in 2024, right? So we are improving this area. We're taking ideas for improvements if customers are struggling with anything. Is that a true statement?
That's a very true statement. I'm making a lot of changes, and it's a constant update to it at this point. And please feel free to give us feedback. Yes.
Yeah, thank you. Very good. All right, well, let's talk power services from Stacy.
Quick update to remind everybody that we do have services available. Fortra has expert consultants. We can help with implementation services, product training, upgrades, migration guidance, performance services for monitoring and tuning your environment. So keep that in mind. And I know Amy touched on this a little bit, but we do offer managed security services. This takes you really beyond our product. This goes above and beyond our products and helps you with your IBMi security. And then, so I guess we'll roll right into the strategic account plan. This program really is a partnership. It's a customer partnership program. It provides flexibility with product licensing, environmental changes, license codes. It also provides you an executive briefing with an account executive, with your solutions engineer, with management here at Fortra. Other things that we like to do is an annual vulnerability scan. I know Amy touched on that. I think one of the biggest things that this does offer is a budget predictability for our customers. So with locked in renewal rates, looking at longer term situation. If this is something that you'd like to get more information on, you certainly can reach out to your account exec or email me directly. I can make sure that you get connected to the right person. Tom, did you have something you wanted to add to that?
Yeah, and this was a program that really started with our large accounts, think about the lug members, that kind of thing, but it certainly has been drilled down into all size customers, really, where you have multiple Fortra products. We want to talk to you about, how can we become easier to do business with? I mean, that's what it's about.
Great. Perfect. Thanks, Tom.
Well, thank you, Stacy. And as I wrap up, if my team members don't mind turning their videos back on, that would be great. Go ahead and do that. I want to remind you from a Fortra perspective, we did change our name 2 years ago, and it was related really to the fact that Fortra had become a very large cybersecurity company and an enterprise automation company too. So if your team members, maybe not on IBMi, on other platforms, we understand you have to have multiple servers these days. If they have questions about cybersecurity, we encourage you to talk to Fortra about all your various needs, from unstructured security to email security to protecting your brand out in the social networks like Facebook, secure file transfer. Of course, we help a lot of customers with that. Vulnerability management, file integrity monitoring, system configuration, penetration testing. Don't forget about our penetration testing. We can do that just for IBMi, but we can do it for your enterprise, and we can do it as a service, or we can sell you the product where your team does it. Now, we talked, one of the biggest themes that we hear in the IBMi space is the need for additional staff members. And we help you out by engaging our services team and using our managed security services, but we also see that same issue in other non-IBMi platforms. There's a shortage of professionals in the cybersecurity space. So you'll see in the far lower level, we have managed services to help you out, whether it's data loss prevention, integrity monitoring, XDR, MDR, EDR type monitoring. We help you out with that. And then down in the middle, automation. Don't forget about Fortra. That's what started the company, was automation. But in this case here, we're talking about enterprise scheduling, robotic process automation, intelligent document capturing, but we also get into business process automation, network monitoring. And then, of course, why are we here today? Far right corner, the IBMi solutions. This team in front of you, that's why I asked you guys to turn your mugshot on, are the team that helps to manage and keep things rolling forward. This is just part of our team. I'd love to have everybody in Fortra that's on IBMi here with us today. But of course, we're trying our best to represent all the others. We are short on time today, so we won't take any questions and repeat those live right now. But if you do have a question, certainly use the Q&A. We'll record that and we'll get back to you from whatever area that you have questions. And with that said, I want to thank our team, Amy, Brian, Stacy, Dan, Tim. Thank you all for presenting your expertise today. With that, have a wonderful, I guess I can say holiday season, and we thank you for joining us.